And so begins the run with no Diana. No monuments at all. It's funny, because this is actually going to be the hardest run. After this, I'll be able to make mighty statues and stuff again, but without Diana, it actually shuts everything down. When I was looking at it earlier, I was thinking no animals. Pfft, that's nothing, and I forgot about this. So, the No Monument Challenge begins. I mean, I might as well make rocks and things, I guess. I don't know. When I've got all my shadow clones. I still have this awesomely powered planet, thanks to all the other stuff I did with the Ultimate Universe Challenge. I've still got an absurdly high amount of banked GP. So much power just sitting there waiting to be spent. It's funny, because it's like, yes, I could bake a divinity generator, and I could do all these things that I really can't do, actually. I might find a way to make crystals later, when I'm able to beat enough monsters and just have enough divinity on hand. Maybe. We'll see. I think this is it. And by which I mean imminently. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I can't beat this many. I don't know. My No Monuments Challenge here. I'm still under 24 hours, and, you know, sleep and work and all that, not perfectly efficient. But I think I've got it. Oh, did I forget to make things? Here, make things. I can make planets. I mean, it's not like I have a divinity generator, so it's not like I really can, but, you know, in theory, I could make planets. No, I couldn't. I don't have animals. Never mind. Never mind. Planet Eater won't be appeased if he doesn't have crispy critters to chew on. Alright. So there's... If I'm close, I'm not close. But if I am close, I have a plan. Okay, let's see. Yeah, not quite there yet. Drat. It's going to be another 9 hours. Well, doesn't matter what my plan was, because we are not getting any further than this. That's it. It's harder and harder to make progress, but since I have to do an 8-hour run anyway, because I must sleep now, yeah, I'm willing to bet that an 8-hour run's good enough to knock over these two. Even if there's nothing, I mean, I'm only getting, I'm really not getting very good rebirths. I think that's the problem. Without the monuments in play, it's just kind of, well, it's just kind of this. Oh, hey, did you actually know you stopped somewhere? Oh, you stopped at Animules, of course. Of course you did. Well, whatever. No, I really got nothing. All I can do is rebirth. But, yeah, this run's gonna run about 8 hours. Well, 7, actually. But, it's pretty good. A run like that ought to be enough, right? Right? It's gotta be enough. So, there's 2 prongs to this. I mean, first of all, yeah, these will have a really long level up campaign, so that'll help some. The Power Surge will have longer to run, of course, but I'll also be able to pre-select some Might, and that'll help a little. Of course, I gotta do this thing, as always. And I'll sort that out later. Yeah. I was actually thinking about maybe if I make enough light and air and water. It's water, right? Yeah, water. I could make crystals. Unfortunately, it's just going to be left on whatever I leave it on all night. So, I mean, it's not exactly going to make a lot of progress that way. I guess I should just be glad that no monument challenge isn't a thing that it says, here, do this 50 times. No, Divinity is a thing where it's like, here, do this 50 times. Why 50? But, anyway. We've only got 8 left, counting this one. If I can average a little bit better than 1 a day, I'll be done this week. And I'll enjoy the ridiculous boosts that it gives. Not when you beat this, the hardest run, but when you beat the last run, which only takes a ray of stone, which, well, I mean, admittedly, that's pretty bad, but I'll at least be able to make No, I can't. Oh, wow, actually, stone will be every bit as bad as this. So, basically equal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Stone will be the only other one that's as hard as this one. It'll be basically equal. Yeah, it'll be equally difficult. But until then... Interestingly, crystals don't need stone to be made at all. You might think that crystals would have something to do with minerals, but you'd be wrong. They're made out of condensed air and purified water. Seriously, you make the water, you would make it pure, wouldn't you? You wouldn't make it full of minerals, would you? Would you? Maybe she would. She's in love with this rock, after all. It's her favorite pet. Maybe she would fill her water with minerals. Why'd I spend 1,000 challenge points on this? I can make rocks, doggone it. Also, she talks to meteorites. She could have just plucked a meteorite. Whatever. And it's morning. Clunk, 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 clunk. Da-da-da. Stuff. Oh, let's see. I need 44, do I? Just can't gather enough food. Let's see. Need 7 more. Okay, there we go. All adds up. Man, I wish I just had a slider that I could do for the numbers. You know, just punch in stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. Everybody eat. In the end, it was a day, 7 hours. Alright. Great. And the next one shall only be taking away my fish. Right? Yes. Pontus. Ha! Oh no, I lose access to my fish. Should I try to gather some crystal, I wonder? Dunk, 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 dunk.
I suppose I could do a little bit of that before I start the next one. What's this? Do I not have fish? Oh. That was my problem. But then again, I want to do several runs for grabbing what GP I can, don't I? That's true too. As I try to decide how much in 5 minutes I can knock those two out. You know what? Alright. I'll probably harvest a little bit of crystal. Just a little bit. I'm not even got Unleash Might going anymore, but monuments, they're a pretty big deal. Alright. Yeah. Oops, let me take all of this. I should make some planets and some Earth-like planets, knock out a couple V2s. Yeah, we can do some stuff before I rebirth. Yeah. Yeah, this all goes together. Anyway, that'll be the hardest one for a while. In fact, by the time I get around to the next one, I'll have beaten more of these. And each one of these makes me 2% stronger. So, by the time I come to the final one that takes away my stone, it'll actually not be as hard as this one was. How's that? Alright, so there's not a whole lot of skips left to do. We'll have it done fairly soon. In fact, I'm coming to the end of yet another one real soon here. So it's time that we begin to strategize. Let me see. I'm going to go grab this for a second. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to be like, make some mountains. And some forests. And some stuff. And that lets us take... Nope, not take a deeper bite. Trying to get more divinity. Without the generator, you do the best you can. Okay, so... let's begin scheming where we go next. So I have a lot of options, and we're going to kind of go over them and see if we can figure out a master plan. I've been putting a lot of thought into this, of some of these, which ones lead to what, and so on. What I'd be the best, what I'd get the most power out of the most quickly. There's a lot to consider. I can't even keep track of every single variable, like whether or not I can feed my pets regularly and stuff, are just things I don't even want to try to equate how much power that is. So, we're going to start with an AAC. Okay. We're going to order them. We're going to rate them 1 to 5 stars. Okay? That's how we're going to rate them. So, there. Okay. All achievement challenge. Well, it takes 3 days. This one's pretty obviously terrible for gaining power quickly. It takes 3 days. I'll get basically 1% stronger. So we can effectively say that it's about I mean, it takes more than 3 days, but as you do them, they get faster, and eventually it'll be, faster and faster. So it's an average, but it's not going to get that much better than this. That's how much stronger we get per day. Now, it's good for pet feedings. It's really good for the AFK guy. It's great for pet campaigns. I should watch where I'm putting this. I apparently just sat my mouse on... a mouse pad, which sits on an old D&D book that I love. And I set the whole mess on my phone, and that wasn't very good. Okay, so how about GP? Well, GP and CP and CHP. 5 a day. It's all per day. Wish I didn't have an automatic line skip in it. There's a setting to fix that, I'm sure, but I'd have to figure out. WordPad. It's not the program I normally am used to using for my text editing purposes. It's just what this PC happens to have on it since that dreaded reinstall a while back. Okay. So, challenge points. GP. It really depends on how far up the thing is. It's really for scaling. The AACs are really for scaling. The P-balls, I'm gonna call it, you should be able to beat all 5 of the V2s. So that's, I think that's 150, right? 10, 20, 30, yes, 150 plus, I'm gonna call it 250. This is, it's an estimate, but like I said, it depends on what P-ball I'm up to, and you'd be building up the black holes, and whether or not you send your pets out on GP hunts. I'd probably send them on items, actually, but I don't want to factor pets into this right now, not heavily. not their growth and what they find so much. And crystal power is awful. We'll get, optimistically, we'll say 60. I doubt you'd even get that much. So I'm giving this a 1 star. Not a good way to gain power quickly. Crystal power challenge. Am I missing any details? I mean, the 1% sooner. Let's optimistically call this double. It's not, but we'll be kind to it. No, we won't. We're gonna, anytime something's in doubt, we're gonna lowball it. That's how we're gonna do it from here on. That way, you know. Yeah, that way at least we're consistent, so I don't highball some things that are in doubt and lowball others and make a big mess. Okay, Crystal Power Challenge. 240, let me see. Every 3 hours I can pick up 40 fairly easily. 5, 6. So, take about a day. And then the next one is going to take more. And then the one after that's going to take more. Okay. Crystal Power Challenge is interesting. The Crystal Power Challenge, hold on, that's bugging me. There. Gotta get my colons in the right places, you know? You don't want your colon misplaced. It's awfully inconvenient when it wanders off to some other place than it's supposed to be. Same with your liver and your heart. You want them to stay in the same places all the time. Okay, so, no more stray colons. Alright, Crystal Power Challenge is interesting. I think I could do, I'm going to say I could do 5 3-hour runs a day. I mean, I have to sleep and I have to go to work, but on the weekends I can average a bit higher. 4 to 5, somewhere in between. It's going to end up being in between the two numbers. So I guess that means we lowball it to 4. Hold on 1 second. My pets need to eat my shadow clones. They must be fed. Nope, not quite enough yet. Perhaps if I did this. How about that? Nope. Still not. We're getting awful close, which is good. I might not have to wait the full hour and a half this time. Okay. So we're going to say that it's about 1%. Oops. /day. Everything is per day. Why am I even bothering? Everything is being translated into per day. So a 1% power gain from the challenge stuff. It's going to get slower as we go, and this 2%, I don't know how valuable this 2% really is. Less clones, I mean. It's not particularly. I mean, the time needed is... Honestly, I'm not even sure that the time needed is a 1% increase in power. I mean, I have a strict limit on how big I can make my crystals. I mean, that's not strict, but it gets really hard. It might change when I get the improved crystal upgrade. Oh, right, that's the other thing. Nothing plugs into this. Nothing plugs into it. But the CPC has challenges that plug into it. We're going to have to note that at some point. I don't think this really makes me 1% stronger, honestly. No. I don't think... I think it makes me 0% stronger. Let's be nice. Alright. It's... Situationally, this could be good. I'd have more clones. Currently, I often use, more than 100,000 on crystal generating, and so, I mean, that's not nothing. Yeah, it's pretty crap. Alright. CHP. It's going to end up being more than a day per run pretty quickly. We'll just call it 10 for now, for simplicity's sake. GP. Okay. Now, this is going to take a little calculating here. Did I say 250 in a day? This is divided over 3 days. Look at that. Well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to call you 80. There was a little bit of doubt about the number anyway. Okay, so, in a day, assuming that I could do 5-ish runs. Ooh, this is variable. Alright. Lowballing. I can definitely beat 2 of the V2s per run. If I'm doing 3-hour runs approximately, how far up the P-ball ladder would I find myself? Reasonably far up. I'm going to say probably 40 or more per run. So, 350. I think this is a conservative estimate here. And CP, we know that we're getting about 40 per run, so that's about 200. Okay, now we need another factor, of course. We need a way to measure how much GP and CP impact me. Should have done this before. It'll only take a second. Alright. I have... Let me see. Of course, we're going to be finishing the last few skip challenges first, and that's going to have an impact on things too, but let's not worry about that at the moment. That last one is going to be huge. The last skip, oh man. I'm going to call this 10,000. I know that that's not quite what it is, but it's going up. It'll get there before long. I mean, if we were doing this challenge, we'd get there in like just a couple of days. So, I mean, it's not that far off to say. And it makes the math a lot easier. 200. Okay, 10,000. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hold on. Let me see if I can suppress it. It's annoying when the sneeze is coming and then it won't come, but anyway. Alright. 200 out of 10,000, that's 2%. 2% a day. And it looks particularly attractive with the skip challenges boosting it. I mean, it boosts, you know, a lot of things. I'm just going to say it's 2%. I'm just going to call that a 2% growth per day. Of course, the higher it gets, the less relative that is, but still, 2% a day off of crystal power alone. GP is a lot harder to rate. I'm just going to use what I have in the bank right now, which is a fairly awkward number. 6,500. But anyway, we'll call it 7,000 because, God, what an awkward number to work with. But yeah, we'd be within like a couple of days, so that's fine. If we're gaining 350, 10, 20, that's 5% per day. That can't be right. I must have done that math wrong. That cannot be right. That much GP? Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, in 20 days, I'd double my GP at 7,000. Wow. Looks pretty good. Ugh. Is it even worth calculating what these do? This is like plus 0.2 and plus 1. Oops, what happened? So, just so we know. So, total 1.5%. That'd be crazy if we don't have all the percent signs in there, even though it's redundant as all get out. You are 7. I'm just going to round it to 7%, okay? Pretty much just off of this. I know I'm not actually going to, I mean, I'll pay attention to the challenge points, but I'm not going to try to factor those into the power level. This... Is this 5 stars or 4? You know what? We won't rate them with stars until we're done. I mean, we know this is a 1. It's hard to get worse than that. So that is definitely... That is definitely a good one. I mean, just... the challenge itself isn't giving me anything to speak of. It's just the fact that it's so freaking amazing to get that much GP and, not getting much, got a ways to go. Anyway, alright, so Crystal Power Challenge, very good option still. Things to plug into it. Okay, we need to... There are several things that plug into it. Improved crystal power upgrade in my pets is definitely well outside my reach. So I'm not going to put that on the table right now, although this would help. Oh, crystal slots would help too. But I'm not likely to pull one out of a daily, and we're just going to say that's not really on the table at this time. But the Planet Multiplier Challenge is... This could definitely make it make it potentially faster. So I need to count out the energy, see how much I'd need for within a 3-hour period to get, to get something higher level. Definitely a possibility there. There's something I can do with my challenge points as well. I can purchase crystal upgrade boosts, which could plug into this as well. I'll make a note. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. What else? What else? Something else plugs into this. Not you. Ah, these are... I could do it, but it'd be a pain. We'll just leave that as a note. It's very unlikely I'm going to do that. But, I mean, getting it 20% faster on the spawn rate would be pretty nice, actually. Some other things might indirectly factor in, allowing me to score more GP off of each run. I'm still looking strongly at these P-ball challenges, but we'll get to them when we get to them. And consider them. I just want it. I just want to do it. But we'll come back to that. All right. Let's look at the Planet Multiplier Challenge. Okay. Planet Multiplier Challenge. Now, this one is actually very difficult to rate because every time it goes up 20 week. And how long did it take me the last time I did one? You're not going to tell me, are you? Planet Multiplier Challenge. It doesn't keep track. Doesn't keep track, so I don't know how long it took me last time. So, immunity to critical hits. Nope. Alright. So, I don't know for sure how long it takes per run, and that's bad. We know that each one's more difficult, but then we have this ever-rising GP gain from it. Well, let's start with the base. They drop 2% more energy. On short runs that are about an hour and a half, that's probably useless unless I did a lot of them, and then it would be 100% more energy. Sort of, but you'd have to do every single one of them at that point. On mid-ranged runs, it could help some, like 3 to 5 hour runs range. Probably not even the 5 hour. 2 to 4 hour range. I'm not sure. In an edge case, at very specific lengths, this is good. For long runs, it's utterly useless, as far as I'm concerned, because my crystals, they just become so incredibly hard to level up further that the diminishing returns are extreme on it. Maybe I'll feel differently with my improved crystal upgrade someday, but as of now, it does not make me stronger. Good grief. I am just going to call these zeros. Doggone it. Alright. It makes me stronger, but in an amount that's not worth bothering about. Alright. CHP. Now, here's the real rub on this. How long does it take per run? I feel like they go faster than a day. I feel like I knock these out faster than a day. Particularly, I need to do the day ball challenge, and that we're not going to factor the day challenges in here, but this would plug in to make it higher. I might be able to, of course, if I do the 1,000 clone challenge. That would help, because that would make the might tab easier to build up the power surge on. More clones couldn't hurt, but how much GP and how many times per day? This is difficult. And they just be, you know, and the rate at which it becomes more and more difficult to do them, up to 50. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just going to have to quote a number. I'm going to say that right now, if I prepare for it by, you know, doing the day challenge and maybe, I'm going to say 18 hours. That's just kind of a guess. I wish I had data to work with on this. I'm going to assume that I can do one. Oh my gosh. I have to divide my days into 2/3. All right, fine. We'll divide our days into 2/3. I have to beat all 5, so that's 150 to begin with. We'll add to this in a minute. From the printy balls, I'm gonna pick up at least 50 as I rise during these. Probably more. Probably more. And then you get a reward. 10 plus 5 per time. It's going to grow, but it's going to slow down. And so many factors in this. Alright, we'll go with that. CP. 40-ish. A little bit better, actually, because we'll go higher. At least 50. Alright. Now we need to bring in a calculator. Because I'm too lazy. Alright. Adding 30... actually, you know what? It's just adding 30%. So this is adding 63. So we'll round that. Come on. Oh my gosh. Just give me the... Just give me the 10. Alright. Adding 30% to this is basically 15-ish. And obviously, adding 30% to 10, you end up with a 3. Okay? Okay. So... the GP looks good. The CP, not as good. So we add those in. Crystal power. We're gaining, oh dear. Looks like it's about 0.6% if going by my earlier math. And the GP is, let me see. This is about 3%. We can just do ballpark figures here. So this is about... it's about 3.5%-ish. Did I do that right? I feel like my math's sloppy on that. Alright, that's our total for Planet Multiplier challenges, which potentially plug into the CPC. So we might want to do some of these, maybe, before doing that. The master plan is coming. The master plan is coming. This, I can write this off for now. I really want to do it. And as soon as I feel that it's within my grasp, I'm going to throttle it. I mean, pleasantly tickle it. Yes, not evil at all. I definitely want to unlock this. But it's just outside of my reach for now, so we're not going to consider it. Actually, this is going to be done. Scratch this off. We don't have to think about it. Okay, some of these are going to be fairly, straightforward. The No Divinity Challenge. Now... I think that it's in kind of the same boat as the Planet Multiplier Challenge. I think it's 2/3 of a day to complete each one. I could definitely do more than one in a day. I've not got any beaten yet, but I could definitely do 2 in a day on weekends. On weekdays, it's probably going to be about 1.5. Maybe a little bit better, depending on what preparations I make. I could increase my creation count or do other things to make myself faster. But this reward, how good is this? Increase the converting speed and capacity as though you beat one more P-ball. Decrease the cost of buying creations. Potentially by 15%. That's no small thing. I've beaten 50 P-balls plus all the regular ones. Hold on a sec. Let me see. We can maximize our benefit from this. Okay. Can we? No, we can't. If we could have beaten another one, we'd have gotten more out of it, but that's okay. Alright. You're going to need to work on forests from now on. I think we have the win. With that. Okay, we'll just take a moment, finish this up, and start the next challenge, and then we'll go back to what we were talking about. Okay, so that's a lot of gardens. Okay, feeling great now. Gotta heal a little. Okay, that's fine. By the time we're done talking about the No Divinity Challenge, we'll be ready to knock this out of the park. Okay. Complete all 50, it'll end up doubling. That's 2%. Somewhere between 1 and 2%, and it's hard for me to tell exactly where it falls, so I'm gonna just say 1.5%, and we'll go ahead and increase it by 30% because I feel like I can do one in every 2/3 of a day. So 8, 9, we'll go with 2%. It's pretty close. Okay, 2% straight off. Not a bad start, honestly. Challenge points, another 10, which brings us to a 13 when we add the 30%. GP. I'm going to get so many comments about how far off all my estimates are. Like, no, the No Divinity Challenges won't take you 2/3 of a day. Where'd you get that number from? I pulled it from my butt, okay? I have to work with something. Alright, so looking at this, doesn't give any GP or CP on its own, but it makes crystal power impossible. Doggone it, we're missing a colon. That's not good for your health. Crystal power can't be done. GP is going to be really crummy, actually. Yeah. Maybe you can squeeze out as much as 100. If you spend a bunch of time in between the challenges, you can squeeze out more. So maybe a little bit better than that. We want to up it by 30% anyway. You know what? 150 a day. I think that's actually about right. Maybe lowballing slightly, but hey, that's what we're doing. Okay, so +0. Oh my gosh, have I been forgetting my pluses? Stupid, irrelevant, unnecessary things, but drive me crazy if I don't do them. Okay, so that's a 0 there. And that is... something in between... closer to 2%? It's not quite. It's not quite. Anyway. Oops. So my rough back of the napkin, off the cuff. Oh, I forgot to include some details. It's about 4%. Okay, hold on. Planet multiplier challenge, or yeah, is improved by 1K. And I think that's it. I think that's the only one that'll help the planet multiplier, actually. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. Whereas the No Divinity Challenge will be improved by... I mean, anything that helps you, like this would help, but not in any specific, you know, not any more than anything else. Increasing creation count helps. Just having more GP and CP helps, but I don't really see any need to enumerate those. Okay, let's... One sec, give me that. Okay. We're strong enough now. You're done. Oh, I forgot to do my, Oh, well, who cares? Okay. Rebirth. We'll squeeze some GP out of things while we do this. Crunch. That's right. Now I don't have to worry about, I'll have my divinity generator going again. I can make animals. That means I can make people. That means I can make divinity generators. Oh, I'm forgetting something critical. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Okay, and the divinity generator obfuscates the need for fighting monsters altogether, really. And I'm not going to micromanage this too well because I'm busy thinking about my challenges. Okay, so we're up to the 1K clone challenge. Okay. We're actually almost done. Like, we're very nearly done with this already. Okay. 5%. But that's not exactly a 5% gain now, is it? No. No, it's not. Because I already started a 50. It would be 5% gain if it resulted in me having 5% more in my might statistics, but that's not really how it works. Each one is harder than the one before it, so you won't end up with 5% more, and it's definitely useful for things, but it's difficult for me to measure exactly how good this is. It only matters in longer runs where I put more into it, but it does help me fight V2s, Ultimate Being V2s in particular, which increases my GP. I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to say 2.5%. It's a little bit weird because, of course, power surge can be magnified by this as well, which on longer runs in particular can be a big deal, as well as then turning around and magnifying, you know, my actual hit points and stuff like that. I'm still not 100% over my sore throat. I guess you can tell the longer this is running, the more rough my voice is getting. But I'll go ahead and power through for you. Okay, so let me see. We've got... How long does this take? Once again, I haven't done one yet. I need data. I do have something. It's not exactly analogous, but for our purposes it might work. When I did the challenge that eliminated all kinds of monuments altogether, it took me a day and 8 hours. Given my schedule, I mean, I could have done it tighter, but... Now, with only 1,000 clones, I can build monuments, but I won't be building a lot of them. I'd need more build speed, definitely. The skip challenge will help with that some, but I definitely need more build speed. Whoops. Not you! Go away! Oh my gosh. There it is. I can't. I can't. I can't estimate this. I have to play it. So this is something we gotta test. We gotta test it. Okay, locked! The No Rebirth Challenge. This is kind of out of my reach. I mean, it's not as bad as this. It takes me almost an hour to build a black hole with 4 million clones on it. I mean, with the added speed of my No Rebirth challenges boosting my building, that'll be a little bit better, but not enough to go down to 1,000 clones working on the job. Good grief, that'd take like 4,000 times as long or something. Ugh, nowhere near. This is not as far out of reach. I could do this. Could do this. But once again, I do not have enough data to say how long it would take. I could only guess. I mean, really wild guesses, not educated guesses, just, oh, I think it'll take me 2 days, or 5 days, or, what have you. Alright, I'm going to reach over here, clonk, and I'm going to reach over here. Oh, wait a sec. Weather. Get to it. Yep, this is how I do it. Are you able to make another? Oh, good. Okay, good enough. Oh, you spent all my cash already anyway. And then I go... do this! And I've been ignoring you lot, and you already finished your portions. I mean, it's still good to have battle and all. So, you know, you still want to hit these, but... yeah. So anyway, we're about to clean up and reset. This is how you make the GPs happen. It's great. It's okay. I could probably optimize it a lot better, I'm sure, but that's not what we're optimizing at the moment. So, this would definitely make me 1% stronger every time. It's got some pretty nice stacks here. So, but I can't say how long it would take me. So the I definitely want to do one of these, but for now, needs data. Oh my gosh, did I say it needs a date? Yes, I need to date 1K clones. Just 1,000 clones. That's all it takes for me to go on a date. I'll be satisfied then. There you go. Do that for a minute. Just building up the monument count because I can. Once we can beat that guy, we'll reset. We're actually pretty close. Might as well leave it running a tiny bit longer. Okay, now you can get back to that. Huh. Or not. Here you go. Last one's the P-Ball Challenge. The P-Ball Challenge is actually... You expected me to call this one super complicated. Well, it is, but it's pretty straightforward in exactly what it does for me. This 4% thing is largely meaningless. Whoops. I mean, it helps on the shorter challenges, like the skip challenge and stuff, because it lets me get more... It lets me get more monuments in on the earlier things, but it's utterly pointless on long runs. Anytime I'm using black holes, it's utterly useless. If, on the other hand, I complete all 25 of them, I get a 50% boost. I only need to do 17 more. Of course, they get more difficult as you go. I can easily clear one a day, I have no doubts, until they get far enough that they become hard. And I might get stuck at a certain point, which also makes it more difficult. But for now, we could say that 50% boost at the end is a little bit difficult to track. Of course, you start from the beginning, you work your way up. I'm going to say this one's really critical for one reason. While many of these make me more powerful, and being more powerful makes it easier to gather everything just by being more powerful, this directly increases the chances of finding more GP. Directly. That's a big deal. That's a real big deal. And I'm going to say that this is my primary goal right now, is the P-Balls. Everything else should be focused on getting the power I need to clear them. So I'm just going to straight out give this 5 stars right now. This is our goal. We might not immediately tackle it. We might use some of these others to help us get the strength that we need. But this is where we're going. And, although the plan will get a little bit more twisty and complicated here. And what things most plug into this? Anything that makes us stronger. There's no specific thing that plugs into this specifically. So, everything. So we can just set this one aside. And finally, the reset GPs. UBC takes too long, not even worth thinking about right now. It's not going to help us with our current goals all that much. I mean, it gives a great reward, but oh my gosh, does it take a long time. Same with this one. Not right now. Obviously, this one's off the menu, so that just leaves the clone build-up challenge, and I don't like this one. But I have been considering it, and it's... well... It's good. It's good. I don't like it, but it's good. It's worth doing, but let's figure out exactly how much worth it's doing. That was a great sentence. That was an excellent sentence there. Okay. My fastest was 3 days. But that was a long time ago. we can do much better now. My pets are strong. I've completed tons of challenges. I can do way better than that at this point. But how much better? Again, we don't have a way of testing. Now, the clone build-up challenge actually plugs into you specifically because it makes the power surge better. I mean, it helps everything. Every time you do it, I'm gonna be... I've already got 50. Those extra... I mean, it's... 50 of them equal 1,000,000. Yeah. But that additional level of might when you've got that. And then the chocolate, which make your pets bigger. I got about 2%. I mean, it also helps fight UB V2s. Again, there's just not enough data. How long would it take me now? I'm willing to bet I could take them down way faster, but without the data... So this is another one we gotta test. We are going to test each of these so that we can come to our conclusion on what we do. But there's one more step before we conclude and rate everything. So, well, let's just go ahead and rate everything real fast. Then we'll go over the final step. So you are clearly 5 stars. It's funny because the challenge itself is almost a worthless reward to me. Okay. You get 4 stars. You get 3. Nobody got a 2-star rating. Okay. Now, when we look at them lined up like this... The No Rebirth Challenge is pretty good. No, I'm sorry, that's the No Divinity Challenge. My mistake. Okay. Alright. We take our winner. We know that this is the end goal here, but this we can build around. Okay, we want to make this as effective as possible. 3-hour runs, approximately. Okay. If we can get enough challenge points, we'll put it there into Crystal Upgrade. No Rebirth and Planet Multiplier. I have to figure out how many Planet Multipliers we need to do to efficiently increase this. And the No Rebirth challenges, which we don't have data for. I'm going to set this... I want to do one, but I think it's going to be long. I don't think I'm ready for it. I just don't. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Alright, so you're done here. We're just gonna gather up a little bit more GP here. Clunk. Yes, I'm being stingy. Maybe I should be spending 2 or 3, but I'm not. Oops. What was I doing leaving that on for? Alright. So if we want to increase the effectiveness of this, most of it's coming from the GP and the crystal power. Not a whole lot I can do to increase the crystal power yield. It's kind of already the point of it is to maximize that. But the GP yield can definitely be increased. Now, I built this under the assumption that I could only beat the UBV2 second. That's the second UBV2. I need to come up with a name for these things that's easier to say. Anyway, the third one is the Living Sun. So if I can beat the Living Sun V2, I would be increasing this by 150. 1 GP for every Pokemon, just for beating the Living Sun. If I could go one step beyond that, I would end up with a 200. Not to mention that beating them increases my power and potentially allows me to knock down another P-ball. That is definitely worth considering. That is definitely worth considering. There you go, have a bunch of rivers. Still hungry? Have some oceans. I've got tons of oceans. Have all the oceans you want. Yeah, it's good just to have more monuments in general. They add to your multiplier and a thing. Anyway, let's see. So, this one wouldn't be hard. The 1K, let's see, the best way to increase, there's several factors here. Okay, if we wanted to beat more V2s, creation speed would help some. If you want to approach it, you need to spend the first, I don't know, about 20 minutes of the run leveling pets. Then you send them on a 2-hour divinity campaign. That leaves you with 40 minutes to spend that divinity. Now we want to get a black hole. And probably a couple upgrades for it at least. It takes 20 minutes to make the universes. The black hole can already be building by that point, though the galaxies aren't as bad. And thanks to my skip challenges, I'm actually going to be better at this. So I'll have a higher creation speed and build speed. If I can, because it was 55 minutes before, if I can bring building the universe down so that I can create the galaxies and build the black hole. Build the black hole within 40 minutes. I can get away with the 2-hour divinity campaign. That's a lot of divinity. Will it be enough to get 2 upgrades in 1 black hole? I'm not certain. But it probably is. Okay, that'll help. That'll help a lot. And I'll have the materials I need for the V2s. More importantly, making those universes and galaxies gives me a high enough creating stat. Because when you poison planets, it devours your creation stat. So we need that to be good. Am I going up or down? Because I can. Do we have enough yet? Clunk? Whatever. We know our stats are going way, way down because we're just cashing them in for quick GP. Sweet, sweet GP. Normally I don't micromanage it for quite this long. Okay. So if that's going to work, at the hour and a half mark, I can take some of my clones off the divinity generator and set them to work on attack and mystic defense. 1K challenges. Clone build-up challenges, actually. Because that would increase my, stats by a point. So that one's also in the running. And no divinity challenges to increase the speed of my generator and give me a discount on creating things. Yeah. So these are all the ones that I'll need to build up to make this happen. Living Sun, and I think the one after that's the Tribunal. Is that what it is? No, it's, okay. Doggone it. Fingers hit the correct keys. Okay. So here's our master plan. I'm going to hit P-Balls. The P-Ball challenge. When it starts to get difficult, I'm going to turn my attention to the Crystal Power challenge. And I'm going to test and see how far into it I can go. How much I can get out of it. If on each and every run I'm able to get as far as the Living Sun, that would be great. If I can get as far as this thing over here, that would be huge. My build speed might need to be increased so that I can fit the black hole within the time limit, because I want it to be within 3 hours, if at all possible. So, and creation speed might become an issue when I'm chugging up galaxies to poison them for this guy, or trap them, or whatever it is you do. So yeah. I mean, if I could take these two out, I would be doubling this to 10. Wow. Is this really per day? Good grief. So yeah, when the P-Balls get me down, Crystal Power challenges. When I finish with the P-Balls, Crystal Power challenges. So this is an extension. These are not part of the factor up there. Actually, I can just do it like this. Plus. There we go. That's our equation. There are only two things that need data specifically, as they're likely to end up being used to strengthen these. They're likely to be factored in. I'm betting that I end up doing some 1K challenges. Not so sure about these. But some chocolate for Goldie would not be unwelcome. Anyway, my throat has decided it's had enough of this. It's fed up with me, so I think this is a good time to stop. My scheme is set. Mostly. Needs a little testing. Assuming that the big pet dungeon quest patch doesn't throw everything into chaos by changing everything on me. You never know, it could favor really long rebirths. I really want to do rebirths that, that last more than a week. It would be really great. I could set my pets on long campaigns, doing items, level them up real good, do long item campaigns. I'd love to do that. But anyway, or new challenges could get introduced too. Probably will. But this is my plan for right now. So. Alright. then, until next time and every time, this is Hadrix signing off. Tell me all the things I did wrong in the comments. Bye.